The opening address will be by Shri Harikiran Vadalamani, founder of Indic Academy and founder advisor, Center for Soft Power. He is an entrepreneur, seeker, activist, and an aspiring artist. Deeply passionate about art, philosophy, and Indology, he has set up two more foundations, the Indic Academy and Creative India, apart from the Advaita Academy, for pursuing these passions. Over the last decade, he has produced, mentored, and acted as a facilitator to several creative and intellectual initiatives by like-minded artists, scholars, and public intellectuals. I invite Shri Harikiranji to deliver the opening address.
Thank you very much, Supriya ji. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to all of you. Happy Independence Day. It's indeed, it was about 2 years back we had conceptualized and co-curated and co-organized a conference on soft power in Delhi along with India Foundation. And when this discussion about wanting to do one more conference came about, Akka and myself, Vijayalakshmi Akka and myself, we talked about it, and then we felt that our civilization has to be celebrated. We have to celebrate, and conference is not a good forum to celebrate a civilization. So we thought that we should call it a festival, and Akka curated this phenomenal, fantastic festival along with the team. So it's a global utsava of our soft power, so to speak. But today we celebrate our independence, and independence is a marker, and it's a marker of a social contract that we have entered into with our constitution. But we are actually a civilizational state. So in a civilizational state, constitution is just one marker, but our engagement and our contract is actually with Sanatana Dharma. So it's an engagement that we have as citizens of this beloved land, this holy land, we have with Sanatana Dharma. Our endeavor at Indic Academy and Center for Soft Power is to preserve, protect, and promote this Sanatana Dharma, this civilizational thought, this living being, this living thing of righteousness, this balance. That's what we're trying to do. And our thought at the intellectual level, at the cultural level, and the spiritual level, the way we think about our thought is in three buckets. And culture is the fulcrum. So all the intellect is manifested in this culture before we move on to the spiritual aspects. And CSP is a very important center that's being directed by Vijayalakshmi ji and her team. And our culture being the fulcrum, this is a very, very important initiative for Indic Academy. Some initiatives by various countries, they look at extending loans, building infrastructure, establishing institutes, and the various ways in which we try to promote our thought. But our orientation, if you see the symbol that we have chosen, is a banyan tree, and banyan tree symbolizes eternity. It symbolizes wisdom. It symbolizes a guru sitting under the tree, and that's what this festival is about our wisdom, and about how we can propagate our wisdom in an authentic, immersive, and transformative fashion. Now, while we are trying to look at soft power and we are trying to promote soft power, there's a ranking, global ranking of soft power. And that ranking, we are not in the top 30. We are somewhere around 38 or so currently. And our ambition is that we want to be a Vishwa Guru. At Center for Soft Power, we want to see that we are in the top 3 of this ranking by the year 2030. Now, how do we do that, right? A citizen can have an ambition to win a medal for the country, but a citizen having an ambition for the country itself, how do we actualize that aspect that a citizen says that, okay, I want my country to be something, and how do we do that? How do we achieve that? Because there's a competitive world out there, and we have some aspects of neocolonialism that's happening elsewhere, whereas we are not of that nature. So how do we be in the top 3 of the soft power 30, and how do we become a Vishwa Guru without actually moving, with a symbol like a banyan tree? Today, thanks to this COVID, we are having a situation wherein an incredible amount of global population is going internal. There's a extended period of reflection that's happening. And also this will manifest in 2 ways. One is that there's an increased spiritual seeking, and then there's an increased creativity. So at Center for Software, we call this as a 5C framework. We talk about consciousness. We are the first civilization to actually define consciousness. We have not thought of consciousness as something being a part or a particle of a material body, but it's an independent principle. We have defined it as Satchit Ananda. That's the first time a consciousness has been defined. Then we talk about care and how Ayurveda can help us in terms of our health. And then we talk about craft. Everything that we do in terms of our agriculture practices, in terms of our various things that we do, we look at sustainability. Then cultural experiences, just in terms of the kind of our culture, in terms of the Tirtha Yatras, in terms of the immersion that we happen when we go around, and that's a very important aspect. And lastly, creativity. We're having a session on creativity, on transdisciplinary aspect of creativity, and this is a very important aspect. So this is the 5C framework that the whole world is aspiring for these things, and all these things we have in abundance. Our knowledge on all these 5 aspects is immense. And we believe that if we offer authentic, immersive, and transformative experiences, products, and services in these 5 Cs, we would achieve the top 3 in that global software 30. And our time has come. There is this concept called 3 comma thinking. 3 commas is in a billion. The 3 commas. So we can affect a global or the global population, 1 billion people, and make them consume our culture, and we can be a soft superpower in our lifetime by 2030. Thank you very much. With this, I warmly welcome all of you to this fantastic festival curated by my beloved Akka, Vijay Lakshmi Vijay Kumar, and her fantastic team, Aparna, Arunima, and Varsha, and Hema. And it's 4 weekends, and we have 33 sessions. We have more than 112 speakers. It's going to be one fantastic ride into our Bharatiya culture. Thank you so much.